Hey guys, it's Sarah. So I had a request a while ago to do a video that showcases how I kind of plan my reading and how I kind of keep track of it and if I make firm plans. So I do wanted to go ahead and show you how I do that. I do have this creative planner here. It's called the Get to Workbook. This was created by Elise Joy, and I will leave a link down in the description to her website if you guys want to check it out. But this is a creative planner. It's a year long, and I use this to track both my scrapbooking and my booktube stuff because I do have another scrapbooking YouTube channel that I post on. So I kind of keep all of my projects and progress and what I need to do in this book here. And then I will also show you how I write my reviews and what I do because I have a separate book for that as well. So let me start with the planner here. I don't keep super detailed notes on when I need to be reading, but I do always want to make sure that I am writing down when I have reviews that I need to be doing. So starting off here, I don't have a ton in here obviously because it's only the beginning of January, but in the very beginning here, you will have your monthly spread here, and then this on top of the little January tab, there's just like blank space here. And this is where I write down all the books that I have that I need to read and write reviews for somehow. So some of them are for NetGalley, some of them are from the publisher. And so this is kind of where I keep them all. I write them on these little Post-its. That way when I'm done with them, I can take the Post-it off and then I can move the Post-its every month. So for January, this is how many I still have. Most of these are NetGalley. I only have I think 2 that are physical from the publishers that I need to read and review, but everything else is NetGalley. And so that's kind of how I keep track of what review books I have. And so I write down the title, the author, where I got it from, and the date that it is going to be published. That way I know. So that's how I keep track of what I physically have that I need to do. For my monthly spreads here, this is where I write down what days each video is going to be going up on. And since I have 2 different channels, I use 2 different colors. So the pink is for scrapbooking and the blue is for booktube. So as you can see, I have a few videos planned throughout the month and I have certain days that I want to post them on. So I go ahead and write them on these little Avery, they're little tabs, I guess you could say, that you write on, and then I can put them down on here. And these are removable. So this one I wanted to do a review on the 27th, so I wrote that on there. And if I need to move things around, I did get removable tabs, so I can easily peel this up and move it around if I need to. And I have had to do that quite a bit, so I'm really glad that I invested in the removable ones so I can kind of move them around and switch days around if I need to. So that is how I keep track of what videos are going to be going up on what day, and when I do post them or when I have them edited and uploaded and scheduled, then I will just do a little check mark right here. So for example, on the 5th, the biannual Bibliothon TBR is going to be up, and I've already uploaded and scheduled it to be there. So that's how I keep track of what is going up and where. And then in here we get into our weekly spreads, and this is where I kind of keep track of what I need to do on a day-to-day basis throughout my week. I do both reading and scrapbooking. Most of it is scrapbooking because that's physically sitting down and doing things. And if there's any booktube stuff in here, it's like, what do I need to film on which days? When am I going to have time to film? For example, on the 5th, I have to film a haul video and this one. So there's that. I also keep track of readathons in here. So the biannual Bibliothon is starting on the 8th and it goes all through this week. And I make sure I put that in here because that means I'm going to be doing reading a majority of my time this week. So I'm probably not going to be doing any scrapbooking or a whole lot of filming or anything like that. It's going to be mostly reading. So I kind of put that in there so I can kind of block it off. And then finally, at the end of each month, there are these little pages here where I kind of keep an overview of my goals for every month. So I have scrapbooking ones over here. And then for here, I have booktube, which I will go ahead and show you a little bit closer since that is probably what you're most interested in. Let me zoom in really quick here. Okay, so what I have done is I blocked this page off into 4 different quadrants, and up here I have my TBR. So these are all the books that I'm planning to read this month. This is a lot. January is usually a bigger month for me, but here I'm writing down, any review books that I need to read for that month. I have library books here because I have 5 things checked out from the library right now, and then anything else I talked about in my TBR videos, I make sure that I write them down here. And then I'll put here what I actually read. So as soon as I finish a book, I write it down and what star I gave it. So that's easier for my videos. When I'm doing my wrap-up videos, I can say, I read The Grown Up and I gave it 4 stars. So I keep kind of, as soon as I finish a book, I write it down in this column here. And I do highlight it as well. The highlighting is things that I have finished, and that just kind of helps give me a visual thing of everything that I've gotten done and what I still need to finish up. So if it's not highlighted, that means I have not read it, and all that. And then down here I have reviews. If I have any book review videos that need to go up, I write down what it is and what date it needs to go up on, and then when I finish it and have it uploaded, I will highlight that as well. And then other videos, so these are just other video ideas. I have my TBR, I have the biannual bibliothon, TBR and vlog, I have a book tag I'm thinking about doing, and then a haul video I'm going to do this month. So just anything that kind of, as the month goes on, if I think about something I want to do, I'll go ahead and write it here. And then if I don't end up doing it, I still have it written down and I can move it on to the next month to consider doing then. So that is what I do as far as my monthly stuff goes. I'm going to zoom out again really quick so I can give you more of an overview. And towards the back, there are a lot of blank pages, so I utilize that for my reading as well. So we're going back to the back of the book, and I am keeping track of a few things back here. So I have my reading goals, which I did a video on recently. So these are all the goals that I have for reading, kind of some notes on how I can make that happen. I have readathons here, so anytime a readathon comes up, I will write it down when it is, and I will write down the books that I have on my TBR for that, and I'll just highlight those as I finish them as well. I have video ideas here, so these are just some ideas for videos that I come up with, or if I see someone else doing a video and I want to do something similar, or a tag video or something, I'll write it down here too. TBR jar. So my big focus this year is to utilize my TBR jar and to pick at least 2 out every month and read what I have. So I'm going to keep track of what I pull out of my jar, and then also track what I actually read. So for example, the first one for January, I pulled out The Lace Reader by Brunonia Barry and The Fringe Hours by Jessica Turner. I'm currently reading The Fringe Hours. I'm actually almost done with it. So when I finish that, I'm going to highlight that saying that I read it. And then if I can get to the Lace Reader, I will highlight that as well. And if I can't, then I'll leave it unhighlighted, and that will give me a visual over the year of how many I'm pulling out versus how many I'm actually reading. So I think that's going to be a nice visual for me as well. Here are books I read. So I'm just keeping track of all the books I read this year. My goal is 80, so hopefully I can get that. And then here I have my 2017 most anticipated releases. I did a video on this recently as well. So everything that I have written in here, I have it by month. And these are all books that I talked about in my video. And then as things pop up and things start being released, I'll probably add them here too. And it'd be nice for me to see this because I can also highlight as well when I read something. And then I can kind of see a visual of how many new releases I actually read this year. So I think that's going to be nice. And that's it. So that's kind of what I have back here. And those are just kind of running lists for me to, just for my own visual tracking and things I just don't want to forget. So that is how I track my reading and kind of my overall plans. I also did want to show you, I think I have one for February. So when I have a review book, I already have things in February here because I have 2 reviews here, and then I'm going to have a haul video here. So for January 14th, I do have a review of an ARC that I got in the mail from the publisher, and that is The Shimmering Road by Hester Young. So I need to read that and have a review up on the release date. So on the release date, it's February 14th, and it's The Shimmering Road. So I make sure when I do a video review that I email it to the publisher or whoever it is that sent me the book. I will email them a link to the review so that shows them that I actually did do it. So it kind of helps keep me accountable as well. And they always appreciate that. And then I also plan to post an Instagram of the book on Instagram so that I can help promote it and show it off and kind of give my general thoughts about it and let everyone know that I do have a review up for it. So I just make sure I make a note on that day to make sure that I do that. So that I don't drop the ball on anything like that. Okay, so that is how I plan. Here are some reviews that I have written recently, and I got this notebook from Michaels, I think, a very, very long time ago. It's kind of like almost like a sketch notebook, I think, but I started using this for my book reviews. So I just put book reviews here and some stickers, and then the way that it's laid out is that it has one full blank page, and then this page has like a box up here and then lines for notes. So this is kind of like a project pad, I think. And so what I do is in the box, I will write down the book and when it was published, who sent it to me, and my rating. And then I'll also put the date up here that I reviewed it. And then I kind of start off with just like general notes about it, you know, what genre is it, who's our main characters, just kind of notes for me to kind of spark my memory as I'm doing my video. And then I will start into writing out my actual synopsis of the book, what it's about, and all that. And then I will go towards the end, I'll go into my actual feelings on it. And then I do print out images of the book covers as well. If they aren't sent with the book, sometimes the sell sheets will have an image of the book on it, but not always. So if they don't, then I just download it from the internet and I print it out on my computer and I stick it in here. So that's kind of how I do my reviews. And I have this open when I do my reviews. I have it open in front of me and I read through it and then I talk about it. So this really helps me to have all of the information in front of me. I don't have to try to remember how I felt about something. And it really helps me to do my video reviews. So it's been working really, really well for me, and I like doing this. See, this is a big thing from a sell sheet from the Light of Paris, so I just kept that because I thought it was pretty cool. And I just wrote all my notes around it. And so these are all the ones that I have done video review for recently. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's really worked out well. It helps me keep my thoughts organized. I don't feel flustered when I'm doing my review videos, and I really like the way that my reviews have been coming out recently, so I have been really enjoying this process of it. But this is kind of my process for writing my book reviews. So as you can see, I have all these here. So I have a lot. And then this one is my most recent. So now I'm ready for The Shimmering Road. That's going to be up next in February. And that's it. So I have a whole lot more room to be able to do more on that, but this has been working really, really well for me. So that's kind of an overview on how I plan out my reading, how I make sure that I get my review stuff done on time, how I plan out my videos, and where I keep all my ideas and all that good stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was informative. Please let me know if you have any questions at all. If you have any suggestions for videos that you would like to see, please leave that down below as well, and I can take those into consideration and add them to my list in here. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.